What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we are taking a look at a Jund list that actually did well in a weekend event, but particularly because it plays this cool Hellraiser. So we're going to put this into a deck list, see how it works out, but first, let's go talk about the cards that we're going to be using today. A couple of quick reminders: if you want to save some money on your supplies, check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn, use promo code PowrDragn, they'll save you 5% at checkout. Also, if you're going to be at the Hunter Burton Memorial Open this weekend, come by, say hello in the Dallas area. You should check it out. And next month, if you're going to be down in Orlando at the Command Fest, you should come say hello then too. And I'm always available, and I like to see y'all and meet y'all. It's really cool. But let's talk about today's deck list. We're going to be looking at, obviously, Capricious Hellraiser. Now, this card's actually pretty interesting because you can make it cost less by stacking up a bunch of cards in your graveyard. But even if you just play it for 6, you're still going to get some pretty good value and get to cast a spell because we have quite a few things that are useful to recast, and you get to play them for free. Now, to get there, we're going to be playing some of the usual Jund suspects, and that starts with Blood Tithe Harvester. Just a good card that actually can help you get some extra value by searching, by sacrificing blood tokens, or just be an outright removal card itself. Of course, because we're playing red and we're playing a mid-rangey deck, you know there's going to be Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This card's really good at just doing everything. It can find you cards, it makes an extra body, technically 2 bodies, it can make you mana. The card overall is just great. And we're going to be playing Shieldred because, well, it's Shieldred. I don't have a better reason. I can't really not explain. If anything, I'd be more surprised this deck not to play Shieldred. Another interesting one, though, there are multiple interesting cards here that you don't see in a lot of lists, and one of those is actually Riveteer's Charm. Now, you can make your opponent sacrifice a creature or a planeswalker with this, but the other pieces aren't bad either. When you're playing against Atraxa decks, being able to remove a graveyard is pretty nice, but also just getting you access to 3 more cards in a pinch could be very strong. So we're going to be leaning on this card, I'm sure, in a couple of games. Also, Unleash the Inferno. This is one I have played a bit more, but I've gotten away from it, and now might be a time to go back to it. Especially with so many people playing things like Fable and Bankbusters and whatnot. Like, this actually allows you to kill those off while killing a creature as well. It is instant speed and does let you hit planeswalkers. And of course, we're going to be playing Invoke Despair because, well, the card's ridiculous. We have the lands to allow us to do it, and if we get to play it for free off of a Hellraiser, that is even better. So nothing really to complain about there. We obviously are going to be playing some removal cards and odds and ends, but nothing that's too surprising other than those. So let's go hop in and play some games. You can get the deck list at the end of the video, and we'll talk about, do we want to make any changes to this based on the games we play. Oh, I don't know if this is a hand we're supposed to keep or not. I'm assuming not, but I'm going to keep anyway, just to find out. I mean, these lands all come into play tap, but we can't really cast anything till 3 anyway, which makes it a little bit more okay. And we do technically have 2 removal cards if we can get to a 5th land. And we already have 3 black, so I mean, I guess it's mostly good. Opponent's also mulliganing to 5 here. So, I mean, it's not as bad as it could have been, for sure. Oh, mono red, it could still be very bad at 5 cards. And us having a super slow start. Unfortunately, that cannot be cast here. So we will definitely need to find a land. However, if we get this off to get to kill a thing, we'll get to kill a creature as well. So it could work out pretty well for us. We'll just have to see. I assume this just dies, but we need to be able to discard some of these expensive spells to get off what we want here. But they haven't played a burn spell, so I assume this little 2/2 is dead. Yep, makes sense. Alright, opponent's hand's empty and we're at 9. We did find a land, but it comes into play tapped. So we kind of have to get rid of this, and Invoke Despair is only going to get rid of a creature. Shieldred could get us some extra life, so let's do this. Alright. We did get the land, so now we have to decide, is it worth it to Unleash the Inferno, which puts us down to just taking 3, probably, if they top deck a land, or we just play Shieldred. Actually, I think I'm going to play Shieldred here and risk it all. Oh, no. Oh, I guess it'd been better if I'd have kept this unleashed, huh? Alright. Sadly, I've got to block this. So, let's see. We're going to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and be at 1. Whew, boy. Alright. And then we go to 3. We do get a creature to block with here on the ground. Don't have a way to draw a card. I mean, technically we could do this and draw. That puts us at 5, but then these possibly still kill us. Oh, boy. I think I have to shoot a Phoenix Chick and take out Mechanized Warfare. And hope the opponent doesn't draw a burn spell. Sadly, we kind of have to do this now, because otherwise we can get into a situation where they attack, we have to kill it, and if it's a burn spell, we still lose. So we actually have to do this. Alright. No attacks. That's our best play. Please be a land? With the burn spell, we're still dead. Yeah, alright. You got us. Oh, it wasn't it! It wasn't it! Oh, man. Game on. Riveteer's Charm. They sack a creature, exile. Nah, we're just gonna do this. Try to copy the Blood Tithe Harvester. We'll take out this thing because we can block on the ground. Play this land. We'll pass. Alright. We're at 4. Oh yeah, we're good now. Yep, you got it. Whew, okay. We are going to crack one of... Actually, no, we're not. I almost did. Oh, well, now we have Riveteer's Charm. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's go with this. And then we'll just pass the turn, and then we'll start trying to take over next turn. Yeah, now we're at 6. I don't see how we lose from here. Yep, that'll do it. Whew, that was close. Okay. This looks like something we can keep. I mean, this is good because proactively we can get rid of, use a Go for the Throats. Or, I mean, reactively. Proactively, we can just go ahead and do what we're going to do now and play a Bank Buster. Let's just play this tap so we have access to it later. Opponent's going with a Shakedown Heavy. We will try to kill the Heavy. I am going to play this, make a 4/4. And we have a backup one anyway. And then we'll just attack for 4. Alright, opponent's at 16. Every time I see a Shakedown Heavy, I'm not sure what type of deck we're running into. If it's something that's, I don't know, Flesh Gorger. Neat. I was going to say, if it's a, oh, Duress. That's actually really good against this deck. Because they could be playing something like Fight Rigging or something like that. Let's draw a card here. I mean, we're not blocking. Oh, well, that's a thing. Guess we'll play that tapped. I will take 3 to deal with that. And we'll attack. Alright, opponent's at 12. Also, when I see all those lands and see Seed Cores, I assume they're playing Obliterators, but the fact that we can come over the top of Obliterators is kind of nice here. Look at the top 7, get 2 lands, put them into play. We could just straight up play this guy. This only lets us get 3 cards at random from the graveyard. Choose a non-creature, non-land from them. That seems good. We'll go with one of these and make another dragon. Sure. I debated for a second discarding this Bank Buster, but... Oh, crap. I should have attacked with the Bank Buster. I forgot. Opponent's going to be at 8 instead of 4 now. And that is a difference here. Because if they were at 4, they would go to 11 and then take potentially 12, depending on what we draw. Now that's not the case. So now we have to find a removal for Atraxa to win. Yeah, they can duress us again, but they know it's in our hand. Alright, so we got 2 cards to try to win the game, because I goofed up. Though we do have several. We can get Riveteer's Charm, we can just get Go for the Throat. We can deal 7 to Atraxa. Okay, there we go. Like, there was a bunch of options. We found one. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. And then we'll attack. Alright. Cool. Mistake almost cost me, though. Whew, let's keep it. Alright. This is going to be a little interesting because we have the ability to, like, kill this Blight Belly, but it's kind of like, is it better to just wait? Just going to try to kill this. But it's like, do we want to try to sweep them if they play another one with, like, Elder Dragon War? But in the meantime, you're getting the Toxic, which, again, so you would be able to sweep 2 of those guys, and it's like, should I have waited? That's sort of what I was concerned about. Alright, let's pass. I think we're just going to have to let them connect once. Oh. Well. That's a thing. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to let them connect with the Siphoner. We're going to attempt to target the Rot Priest, expecting them to protect it, and then we're going to play the Dragon War to try to get rid of everything. It's going to be our game plan here. Oh, we don't have to worry about that, because they're going to give us all of it at once. Great. Whew, we got lucky. That's nice. We are just going to start at the first chapter and deal 2 to everything. Yeah, when you get your opponent to tap out like that, that's excellent. Yeah, now we can take our time. With just 1 poison on us, we're not doing too bad. Probably just discard a land. I'm going to hold on to this because we can cast that next turn. A Braid we're probably going to use here. Yeah, just the 1 card. And pass. And if they spin cards to protect the rat, that's fine. We're not attached to it. Oh, well, if we're going to do that, then sure. Get a 2-fer. Sure. Not going to use Riveteer's Charm here because, well, we have the ability to, wow, they put a counter on our thing just to give us the 4/4. I guess they want to kill it right now. That would kind of make sense. Yeah. Alright. It was like that. I was going to say, there's no other reason you do it unless you have a way to kill a creature right then and there. So we'll play this, get our 3rd red land, play this guy. Get another dragon. Go to the 3rd chapter. Alright. Should be pretty good to go here with the rest of our hand being what it is. Unless they find something crazy, but yeah, we're good. Oh man, this is, alright, let's try it. This is one though, if we lose, this is more on me keeping a bad hand than anything. But we did find another land, so that's going to help us out a bit. But I was definitely taking a risk on this one. I've seen a few people trying to play Vat of Rebirth. I have to admit, I'm not sold on it, y'all. Not sold on it. I feel like it just takes a lot of work to get what you get from it when you could just play a removal spell. I mean, a Reanimator spell that just does that. you know? And the other issue with so many people already playing stuff that targets graveyards because of stuff like Atraxa, I feel like you're not getting the advantage you would think you're getting by playing that. But, who knows? I could be completely wrong. They're going to try to work to get a Zeotora in play, obviously. We're going to go ahead and get rid of one of these wastes. Though I probably should have done that on my turn, because if I were to find a 2-mana thing, it probably would have been worth playing there. Go with that. Okay, Fable's a safe card to play here. Let's go ahead and go with that. Don't want to play Shieldred, because obviously they haven't had to play a removal card, so the odds of there being one is pretty high. Well, though they skipped right through, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have one. And I'm completely wrong. I'd be stunned if they don't, but... Alright, Requisitioner, sure. Oh, to sack it to Obnixilis. Fair, fair.
I'm the new boss around.
Alright, so we're gonna make 2 dudes here?
Or die. Go sow some chaos.
Oh, they're just gonna make us discard. Okay.
Plead for mercy.
This... I guess it has to be Copperline Gorge. Yeah. Because we can make them sacrifice stuff here. Well, that's not bad for a future turn. Decline across the board here. Go ahead and target them with Invoke Despair. And they give up the smaller of the two, obviously. They deal 1 probably to me. We attack. This also costs 3 to activate, right? Yeah.
Oh, give it up already.
Okay, so to make us discard here, we're probably just getting rid of Elder Dragon War. Alright, you got a Zeotora. We'll discard the Dragon War, as we were just talking about. Not sacking anything, obviously. Shoot Zeotora. Attack this duder.
You've earned my ire.
3 cards. Do we just go Shieldred? I'm just wondering if it's too greedy to go Shieldred, or if I should just go Bankbuster into this, but I'm going to go with Shieldred. We'll find out how good their removal is they're playing. Well, apparently it's not there. Sure. You know what? I'll decline here. We're at 18 still. Now I kind of want both of these cards. Especially if something happens to our board and we could play both these out. Yeah, drawing a second Vat's not... or the Vial isn't always the best. Oh, I guess it is the Vat. Yeah. Alright, what's following up? Shieldred's Edict. Sacrifice a non-token. You got it. Okay, well, we kind of know what we're doing here. We're going to send Bofum over at Obnixilis just to make sure he dies. Don't think they have a removal card because they would have used it already, but who knows. Random cards that target attacking creatures and whatever. Play Fable. We'll go ahead and play a Bankbuster. End the turn. And now we start piling up the value here. I mean, because unless they play something like burn down the house, I imagine it's going to be pretty solid for us. Oh, there's another Zeotora. That holds the fort for a minute. Alright. We're going to go ahead and sack these to draw. Another Shieldred. That's cute. Don't really need it, but it's a nice thought. What do we do here? I guess we just get rid of that. Another Bank Buster's not so hot. Alright, so the interesting thing here is when this dies, they'll get the counters on the Vats. They can get back a Zeotora. But I guess we just attack with these anyway. Opponent's going to take 6. Instead of letting Zeotora go to the yard and get Zeotora back. That's interesting. Do we play this or not? Or do we just go for another Bank Buster? I think I'm just going to go for another Bank Buster. Yeah, I'm going to play this tapped. I mean, with us having 2 Bank Busters out, I don't have a reason to hold on to that in the turn. Opponent's at 10. Yeah, I really thought they would have attempted to block, get rid of the Shieldred, and then just get back Zeotora, but I don't know. Because right now, you're not attacking with Zeotora either. At least, I wouldn't think so. Well, I guess that's a way we can kill Zeotora next turn. We could just cast both of these and copy one, which is cute. But now the opponent's at 10. And we could crew Bank Busters. Why does this feel like a trap? I mean, we'll crew this one. So if it dies, we'll still have opportunity to get more cards. Then you block 4, you take 6. I mean, I guess I play this, crew the other Bank Buster. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. It's definitely the greedy play, but whatever. We'll see what you got. Okay, they didn't have anything. Worked out. Wow. Okay, let's keep it. Oh boy, okay. It's gonna be like that. Not a surprise though. I feel like we're gonna start seeing more, even more Grixis because of some weekend tournament results and stuff. Fable, you got it, friend. Alright. I mean, this is only really bad if they just play, I guess if they played Obliterator next turn. But I guess we could invoke Despair the following turn. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. Assuming we find land, obviously. The caveat to everything. The Harvester's still alive? Only thing I can think of here is maybe they're sitting on Make Disappears. Because nothing else makes a lot of sense. Alright, they're just letting it happen. I guess we try this. That won't resolve. Because nothing else makes sense if it's not a Make Disappear. Or, well, a counter, but yeah. Fair enough. But also by making them cast it, it did keep them from drawing a card there with Bankbuster, so that has some value. We're not quite there yet, are we? Also realize this is one of the few cards that has a requirement that doesn't have the little icons on it to let you know. Huh. We currently only have 3 cards in the graveyard. So if we think stuff is going to get countered, I guess we attack. See what they do. A Braid. I guess I could have just got fancy and just used it. Alright, let's try. I'm assuming this doesn't work either, but maybe? Okay, they're just going to get the card they can get before it goes away. Alright, so it wasn't so bad. That was a pretty reasonable exchange. Now if we can find... Well, we still need to find 2 more black land to use the Invoke Despair. They had another Bankbuster. So I'm assuming they have removal, because we now know it's not a counter that's over there. And we still have 5 cards in the graveyard, so we got a ways to go. I think we just pass. And even if we use this, the cards we get are exiled. They don't go to the graveyard, so I think we're probably just going to discard this Hellraiser. I mean, because we're a mana away from casting it, but they've had to play no removal cards here, so there's no way they don't have something to kill it as soon as we play it. And I'd rather get some value out of it here to help us out some. Cut down doesn't do anything. Exile 3 cards. I guess I should have done it the other way in case they did have a make disappear, because then I could just pay for it. But I guess it ended up not mattering. Opponent's gonna draw. Huh. That's an interesting card to have. Unfortunately, we can't cast it. Can't really do much with this, because this is just, yeah, like deal damage to a creature or planeswalker, which doesn't exist. Alright. Well, we might as well do this. Because if we do find the black land, they could have just drawn a card, made the 1/1 instead, or whatever, but didn't get there, unfortunately. Alright. I'm kind of just sitting here waiting it out. Like, their hand is loaded, so I'm assuming we're doing nothing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess the good news, if there is good news, is that if we get the ability to play Invoke Despair, we'll have 7 mana, so they'll have to sacrifice their dude to be able to do anything. Destroy target artifact. Alright, that does feel like a make disappear type situation, where they calculated we still have 4 open, even if they sacrifice their creatures, so I'm willing to accept we're losing this first one. And we'll just sacrifice a creature. The question is, will the second one go off? Yeah, that's what I assumed the case was. Alright. Ah, another Fable. Okay, well, that's probably not going to go well for us. Alright, we'll try again. If you got it, you got it. Okay. Well, that's a start. Try to play this. I mean, not to say they maybe have a braid, but Alright. This is crazy. This is still 20 life to 12 life at this stage. This is wild. The opponent still has a lot of options here and can still draw with their blood token. I mean, we're pretty much down to nothing here. And if they have... Yeah, okay, that's it. Now we're dead. Okay, let's keep it. Man, if this is soldiers, I'm really hoping this Elder Dragon duder gets to do something. But it looks like it's not. Interesting. Thought for a second we were getting swerved, and it was, and they were waiting to flash in a creature, but that was not the case. How do we feel about this, then? I mean, I guess we try? I mean, these are just, if this is a control matchup, we're just playing cards down to try to get us some value that possibly do things. Let's see. We're probably only going to get to attack once with the 2/2 here. No, that's not true. We do have a cut down in hand. Wow, do we just get rid of Hellraiser here? Actually, Hellraiser and the Elder Dragon War both don't seem great. At least with our mana situation and whatnot right now. Wow, wasn't getting any better either. Okay, we're attacking. Alright, I don't hate that. Like, that's cool. In the turn. I'm going to try to be a little judicious with our enchantment, or with our permanents, because the opponent could very well be, well, they missed a land there, but I was going to say, could be playing something like Farewell. And you don't want to lose too many of your cool cards that way. Take our turn. There's some more land. Actually, that one's not bad in this fight either. Actually, pretty cool having that. Alright, we go to attack. We're going to take the 3. Alright. Assuming depopulate's on the way. Oh, that thing. That's annoying, but okay. I guess now I would have wanted that Elder Dragon War, because there's definitely going to be a White Sun Zenith or whatever. Yep, that happens. We get a card. Man, where's a Braid when you need it? Sure, dude, you ain't bad, but we're going to scrap that and get rid of a cut down. I mean, we kind of have our eye on a prize that we're looking for. There we go. That's step 1. Sadly, I think we have to play that so we can get this down ASAP. Get in a couple of damage here. Alright. Ooh, no Wandering Emperor, no nothing. Wow. That's a bit surprising. Man, I really don't want to just play Harvester and lose it, but, you know, things being what they are. Crew. I mean, I assume if you can kill something, you're going to kill Shieldred anyway. Wow. Well, hell. I don't even know what to do here anymore. I guess whatever happens, we'll just try to play Riveteer's Charm. So we can dig 3 cards deeper. Yeah, I assume that's one of them. That's not a surprise. Let's see. They could sweep the board here, potentially. Yeah, it's fine. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. I mean, they're at 3. If they make the mites don't block. So if we find something that we could crew Bankbuster with, we just attack for 4 anyway. So it doesn't greatly matter. There is a farewell, though. Alright, that happens. I'm just thinking if I'm going to crack this and discard anything. I think I am. I'm going to discard the... Go for the throat. Okay. They do lose their own thing, too, which actually is beneficial to us. Let's exile 3. Oh, that'll work. That's another out. We will take it. Yep, opponent saw the Invoke Despair. Okay, sure. We'll keep it. Had to think about it a little bit, but we're going to keep this. I mean, Bankbuster, Fable, into Dragon War, maybe it does something. We'll see. Though there's... I'm trying to think, there's like, if this is Gruul aggro or something, that could be a pretty rough start for us. It would be hard to recover. Especially if they had a removal card for 4/4 dragon. So we'll have to see. These first couple of draws are going to really affect this game a lot. Alright, let's get this one down so we can make sure we have double red. Alright, into Fable. Or, I mean, into Bankbuster, into Fable. We're on that plan. I don't think there's ever a time we would just do this on 3 unless maybe Thalia, but we wouldn't be able to cast that anyway. Get this down. Get a Fable. Interesting. What deck plays Plaza and plays Bankbuster? I don't know if we've seen that. Alright, kill that. Seems reasonable. Wow, drawing all them Riveteer's charms. Oh, boy. Man, this is tough. I think I'm just going to keep all this. And we'll just... I mean... we play this and just make a 4/4. Does that even matter? I think we pass. Since I don't know what the opponent's doing yet, I think we're just going to play it safe here. It's probably a little bit too cautious, but I'm okay with that. I feel like there's a lot to figure out here. Because looking at their land base, I would think we're maybe up against like Esper Legends or something, but like I said, I hadn't seen them play a Bankbuster. Even though Bankbuster is a damn good card, it can probably go in more decks than it's in right now, but hadn't really seen this. I mean, we're both hitting our land so far. Alright, we'll draw. Alright, mana is definitely not going to be a problem here. Okay, we're going to pass in the turn, assuming the opponent's going to kill our Reflection and then try to draw. We'll target their Bankbuster and then get 3 cards. Because that'll happen, I'm assuming, during our end step is when they'll want to do that. And then we'll still have the cards available until our next turn. Which is good and bad, to let the opponent know we can even do that. But it also allows us to cast it without worrying about make disappear. But the opponent will get to play with what I guess we can call perfect information. So they're drawing first before trying to kill our token. Wow, they're not committing to killing the token. Alright, well, then we will just try to play this during their turn instead. I was going to try to get them with their mana down, but appears to not be a thing. Sure. And it's arguable that if I'm going to play it, I should do it while that's on the stack as well, because if they had a 3 mana counter, they wouldn't be able to play it. But we might see that now. Yeah, let's just exile 3. Alright, they let us have it. Interesting. You didn't remove anything. You can counter something, probably, but you opted not to. Invoke Despair would be really good here, but I don't think that's going to go off. So it's how do we feel about this? The thing is, if it's just make disappear, then we at least have a chance at Shielded. The problem is they probably have removal spells too. So it's just a gamble on how bad I think it's just make disappear. And I think we have to go with this. Much as I hate it, it's probably just going to get countered, but logically speaking, at least this does something, whereas if we play Shieldred, it probably, there's a higher increased chance Shieldred just dies. That somehow worked. Neat. I'm a little stunned. I don't know what the opponent's hand is then. It's not removal. It's not counters. And they've just played Bankbusters and drawn. I mean, I guess their hand could be a bunch of lands. It's possible, but not likely. I feel like they're setting up to do something big I'm just not aware of or prepared for. This is also a match where I could play Harvester next turn and attack with Bankbuster, but I'm probably not, and I'm probably just going to take the cards off of the Bankbuster. Because I feel like this is one of those fights where it's just going to be card advantage till like turn 12 or something. Alright, opponent's still hitting their lands too. There's a Wandering Emperor.
My people must contend
Alright,
with me.
you got it.
You're done.
Okay, what do we want to do here? We could just make them discard or sacrifice a Planeswalker, which is probably smart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have 7, so we could make them lose that first, then make a dragon. Because unfortunately, this only deals damage to each creature and each opponent, not to Planeswalkers. So yeah, let's start here. Alright, that worked. Let's go here. Maybe this is a little too aggressive, honestly. Because we could have definitely just played Harvester and drawn a card, and that's probably better in this fight than trying to get a 4/4 it's just going to die. I'm just going to take all 3 parts, though, here. Because it does deal 2. Then we get to get rid of 2 lands, probably. And then get a dragon, and I think that's fine. Like, this isn't one of those ones where just getting the dragon was going to do anything significant for us there. And if they want to kill it, they can kill it. Then next turn we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So would be enough to play a Dragon War and a Harvester. Okay. They finally realized like they didn't want to get into the card advantage fight. Question is now, are they also going to kill our Dragon War? Because that would be believable. Yeah, so they're just playing an Esper Control deck that I guess is playing Plaza to protect just a couple of creatures. Interesting. So the Plaza kind of threw me off on the way I was playing because I was thinking the deck was something different. But this really just looks like an Esper Control list. Bankbusters to get extra advantage, a bunch of removal, probably try to kill with Planeswalkers and tokens of some kind. Sadly, our graveyard's starting to pile up a little bit. See if we can find some of our Hellraisers. Go for a Throat. I don't know how valuable that is. And generally, I would say lands are something we want to have more of in this fight, but I'm kind of okay doing this based on our hand. Alright, we did find a Hellraiser, so that's pretty cool. You obviously didn't want us to have a Bankbuster last time. I bet you don't want us to have a Bankbuster this time. And things being what they are now, since we're going to possibly try to do some stuff with Hellraiser or whatnot, I think we're just going to go with playing the Zeator's Proving Ground now and just play a Harvester here. I currently have 7 cards in the graveyard, so if Harvester dies and we were to discard something to the blood token we get, this would only be 3 mana. So that's something else to keep in mind here. We could even get there by just cycling the Zeator's Proving Ground, which maybe is something we want to do. But I think we're going to play this because there's more value here, and we're going to get cards from Bankbuster, all that stuff. Let's see what the opponent's got. Going to flash another Wandering Emperor into play. They're tapping very specifically for some reason here. Okay, thought maybe they were trying to do something, but I guess they were waiting to respond in case we did something, which is fair. Also, what's cool is this is a saga that actually just makes a token. It doesn't come back into play, so it will also add to our graveyard total. So we don't even need to sacrifice anything. Or discard anything, I mean. I think this is just a matter of when the opponent tries to go... I was just about to say that, for their Planeswalkers or something here. Unfortunately, Go for the Throat, I don't believe kills the token because it's an artifact creature. Yeah, the drone's an artifact. Granted, it is a 2/2, so we can kill it with this. It's whatever, but
let's clean up this mess.
We'll see. Draw a card? Alright. Okay, so options. Because in theory, we could find something to kill Kaito. I guess if they flash that in, though, we wouldn't be able to do anything about that anyway. Alright, cool. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to attack with the Harvester. See if they block. Currently at 8 cards in the graveyard. Yep. Okay. Then we will go for a Hellraiser. I can't imagine this resolves, right? Feels pretty wild if it does. I mean, I guess so. I don't know what counters they're playing. Alright. Exiling some things. We're definitely going to go for Invoke Despair. They can draw a card and make a creature if they want to sacrifice a creature, by the way. So, 2 less damage and 1 less card for us, which does matter. This has been an oddly long and meticulous game. I am sorry I'll have to sit through this. But, you know, control decks be doing control deck things. We haven't played a land yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if we play a land. Alright. So we can do this and still draw a card. Alright, we're just going to start at 1. End the turn. I'm assuming if they have a sweeper, we're going to have to see it sooner or later, right? Now is the time, if there ever was one. Wow. Not? Really? I was thinking if there's a farewell or something, like this would be the time. They've already gotten all their value out of their Bankbuster. Wow, I am floored. I truly do not know what our opponent's hand is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would still have 4 to do Sakinzen. Alright, I know we don't need both Go for the Throats, so we'll get rid of that and a Black Cleave Cliffs. We need to cut down even less. Okay. Let's just say we attack. Opponents, Wandering Emperors. So they only take 4, they go to 6, they gain 2, they go to 8. This costs them the Wandering Emperor. And then they lose 4, go to 4. We have 2 cards. If we use this, the opponent would go to 2. None of those are great scenarios. Alright, I guess we're going to do it, though. I mean, it's probably going to lead to me getting Invoke Despair countered, but I'm gonna try anyway. Okay, we knew that was part of the package deal. So not a surprise there.
I hope you're ready to lose.
Yep.
My judgment is fine.
Alright. I mean... don't think we can get away with it. I think we just wait. I think anything else is just being too aggressive, too greedy. We can hit tokens, so that's fine. Good use for this cut down.
Even observers need to take action.
Nope. What are we going to do here? Try to put a +1/+1 on it? If so, we're going to blast that so fast. Though the good news is, they don't have a sweeper here. They wouldn't be making tokens first. Could have another Wandering Emperor, though. Which is what this is starting to look like.
We must protect the people.
Especially if they think they're going to get rid of a dragon. So if we can find a way to get them to 2, we might be able to finish them with the Invoke Despair. So we're going to try a cut down, which is, a second ago I was hating the cut down. Now it actually might do something. Sure. Like, that works great. Now we should be solid gold. Shouldn't matter now. Because if they do something here, then we just Invoke Despair. And that's it. Alright. Yep. Whew, good one. Alright, so the deck overall obviously was pretty strong, as we expected it would be, being a strong tournament deck. But I couldn't find the person's name to credit this to. The only thing I could find on Twitter was Eliott Dragon. So that's all I know about the person. They're a Pro Tour player and they go by Eliott Dragon, but I don't know their actual name. So that's where I got the deck list. So if you like it, that's where the credit goes. But going over the cards, I don't think there's much I would change, oddly, other than the mountain. I almost wanted this mountain to be another swamp at times, but I also understand why it exists. Since you have a triple red mana and the Hellraiser, you kind of want to make sure that you can at least go get it, or if something lets you search for a land, you can go get a mountain. So I'm probably not going to mess with it too much. Other than that, typical things were like sometimes I would rather the or the go for the throat have been like a Infernal Grasp, so that way I don't have to worry about things being artifacts. But that only came up once or twice when you want to like kill an activated Bank Buster or Crude Bank Buster or something like that. So outside of those scenarios, though, everything else is mostly fine. And we are playing a Braid for those situations, to be honest, so it may not be that bad. But overall, I don't think there's much to really mess with on this deck. If it's a style of deck you enjoy playing, this one should be pretty good for you. But it's got 2 Cut Down, 3 Go for the Throat, 3 Abrade, 4 Blood Tithe Harvester, 3 Bank Buster, 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, 2 Riveteer's Charm, 2 Shieldred the Apocalypse, 3 Elder Dragon War, 3 Unleash the Inferno, 3 Invoke Despair, 3 Capricious Hellkite. It's kind of like a theme. Then we have a Swamp, Takenuma, Mountain, Sekinzen, and then 4 each of Black Cleave Cliffs, Haunted Ridge, Deathcap Glade, with 1 Sulphur Spring, 2 Llanowar Waste, 2 Copperline Gorge, and 4 Zeator's Proving Ground. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I would say I'd be concerned about with this deck. I could see some matchups where you could end up with really, really tight games against Grixis. And I don't think they would necessarily be unwinnable, but it would feel like it would be those matchups where if you made a mistake, it could be very tough. However, this is really good against a lot of other things. So if you're willing to say those Grixis matches are going to be tough, or even write those off, this could actually be okay. It just kind of depends on what you're willing to worry about fighting, I guess. And that last game we played with the control deck was really surprising. I think we had enough value cards between like our Elder Dragon War, the Fable, Bank Buster, like Capricious Hellkite, right? And I think that's one of the things that helps in those control fights. So if you are running into a lot of control decks, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, even Riveteer's Charm, right? This is exactly the type of deck that doesn't mind that, because you can almost outvalue them. And, you know, as long as you know how to hold on to certain, I guess, removal cards to get rid of tokens, you'll probably be okay. But overall, yeah, this was a good one. So it was a nice find. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Olivia Voldaren. Mostly because this is just kind of a cool card, and at this point it's starting to feel almost like an old school card, which is very weird because it's not that old, but you know, that's Magic these days. The cool part about this card is, one, it's not crazy expensive if you want to get a hold of one and add it to a deck, But it's the kind of card that if you have anything that ramps mana, or you're playing in kind of mid-rangey casual games that go longer, not only do you get to use this to pick off small things, you can actually steal bigger things. So this is actually a really cool card in general, and it happens to be a 3/3 flyer on top of it. And if you enjoy Jund lists, I actually have a Jund Legends deck that was actually super fun if you want to check that out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.